Welcome everybody. So today's class we are going to analyze a continuous beam. We are going to analyze a three-span continuous beam. So previously we saw a problem how to analyze a two-span continuous beam. Two-span continuous beam simply supported by using the theorem of three moments or Clapeyron's theorem. So in this class we are going to see how to analyze a continuous beam, that is a three-span continuous beam which are simply supported at all the supports. So the question is, a continuous beam ABCD simply supported at A, B, C and D is loaded as shown in figure. Find moments over beam and draw bending moment and shear force diagram. So our given figure is a three-span continuous beam simply supported at A, simply supported at B, simply supported at C and simply supported at D. And in the span AB, we have a 9 kilonewton load. 9 kilonewton unit load or concentrated load acting at a distance of 2 meter from A. And this point is taken as E. And the span EB, the distance EB is given as 4 meter. So the total span length of the span AB is 6 meter. Now, for the span BC, a 8 kilonewton load, you have an 8 kilonewton load that is acting at a distance of 2 meter from B, and this point is taken as F, and the distance of FC is given as 3 meter. Now the span CD carries a UDL of intensity 3 kilonewton per meter and the span length CD is 4 meter. So this is our given question. We need to analyze the beam and we have to draw the bending moment and shear force diagram. So we know the first step. See, we know the step-by-step procedure, how to analyze a continuous beam. Now, in short, for analyzing a continuous beam using theorem of three moments or using Clapeyron's theorem, we need to draw the mu diagram, then mu dash diagram. Then combine these both, we will get the bending moment diagram. Then from the bending moment diagram, with the help of this given loading conditions, we will find the, using statistical equations, we will find the unknowns, unknown reactions. Then we can draw the shear force diagram. So now step 1 is, we will club step 1 and step 2 together. We know step 1 is to draw simple beam moment diagram. Step 2 is to find the area and the distance of centroid from the extreme span. So we will club these two together. So now step 1 and step 2 we are going to club. So what we will find now is, what we will do now is, we will draw the simple beam moment diagram. And we will calculate the area and distance of centroid of all these spans. So these two things we will club together here afterwards. Okay, so because that will be easy while solving problems with more spans. So for drawing the simple beam moment diagram, that means by considering all the supports as simple supports. So we have AB, BC and CD. We will draw the diagram. So we have AB. So consider all the supports as simple supports. Then we will have BC, all supports simple supports, and also we will have CD. All these supports are simple supports. Now, we know in the span AB, listen, span AB, we have a 9 kilonewton load acting at E, and the distance AE is 2 meter and EB is 4 meter. So in the span AB, we have a 9 kilonewton load acting at a distance of 2 meter from A at E, and the distance EB is 4 meter. Now we know how to draw the bending moment diagram for this case. So for this case, our bending moment diagram will be E at the point E is having a concentrated load. So at point E, we will have the maximum moment, and moments at A is 0 and moment at B is 0 because they are simple supports. Because they are simply supported, it is equal to 0. Now, how will we find this moment ME? So moment at E, ME will be equal to WAB by L. So we know here W is 9, A is 2, B is 4 divided by the total span length is 6. So we get this as 12 kilonewton meter. That means this moment at E is equal to 12 kilonewton meter. Now we will consider the span BC. So we know span BC is 5 meter long and it carries a concentrated load of 8 kilonewton at F, which is acting at a distance of 2 meter from B. So now we will draw the simple beam moment diagram for BC. So here there is a 8 kilonewton load which is acting at a distance of 2 meter from B, and it acts at F, and FC is given as 3 meter. Again we have a concentrated load. So our bending moment, simple bending moment diagram, simple beam moment diagram will be, maximum value will be at F. So this is how our bending moment for the span BC. So how will we find the moment at F? Will be equal to, again the same formula, WAB by L. Here W is 8, A is 2, B is 3 and L is 5. So we get 9.6 kilonewton meter. So this point is 9.6 kilonewton meter. Now we will go for the span CD. We know span CD carries a UDL of 3 kilonewton per meter. The span length is 4 meter. So CD carries a UDL of 3 kilonewton per meter and the span length is equal to 4 meter. So we know to draw the bending moment diagram of a simply supported beam when subjected to UDL. So it will be like a parabola, right? So it will be like a parabola. So it will be like this. So the maximum value will be at the mid of the span. So the maximum value will be at the mid of the span, and M max will be equal to WL square by 8. So here it is 3 into 4 square divided by 8. We get 6 kilonewton meter. So this magnitude of this point, this maximum bending moment is 6 kilonewton meter. Now we will draw this simple beam moment diagram below our given diagram, right? So we will draw the simple beam moment diagram. So in the span AB, B moment is 0, A moment is 0, C moment is 0, D moment is 0. Now here at E we have a 12 kilonewton meter. We have a 12 kilonewton meter. At F we have 9.6 kilonewton meter. So it lies below, this is 12, so it lies somewhere down of 12. So it is 9.6 kilonewton meter. And you can see this is parabola. For the span CD, it is a parabola and 6 kilonewton meter. So this is a parabola and we have below this 6 kilonewton meter. And how will we draw this? These are straight lines, linear. The bending moment is linear and the bending moment is a parabola. This is parabola, right? Bending moment is a parabola. Now, so this is simple beam moment diagram. That is by considering all the supports are simple supports. So we have completed the simple beam moment diagram. Now the second step. Step 2 is we have to calculate the area and the distance of centroid. So we will calculate the area and distance of centroid of the simple beam moment diagram. So for that, okay. Okay, now see. So while calculating the area, this is a triangle. Now we will divide this into two parts, two triangles. This is one triangle and this is another triangle. Now here also we will divide this into two parts. Now see, when we take, because this is three moment equation, we are going to apply Clapeyron's theorem of three moments. That means we have to consider the adjacent spans. See, now there are two unknowns. When you come to the diagram, see, since the bending moment at A, the extreme supports are simple supports. At extreme supports, the bending moment will be equal to 0. That is, MA will be equal to 0 and MD will be equal to 0. At the intermediate supports, all intermediate supports will be subjected to some bending moment. So, moment at B will be not equal to 0 and moment at C will be not equal to 0. That means we have two unknowns. If we have two unknowns, we need two conditions or two equations to obtain the two unknowns. We will solve the two equations, we will get the two unknowns. Now, so we need two three-moment equations. So first case, we will consider the span ABBC, and the second case, we will consider the span BCCD. Now, while considering span ABBC, our extreme supports are A and C. That means we have to calculate the centroidal distance from A. For the span AB, when you are considering the span AB, the centroidal distance should be calculated from A. And when you are considering the span BC, the centroidal distance should be calculated from C. While considering the span BCCD, for the span BC, centroidal distance should be calculated from B, and for the span CD, centroidal distance should be calculated from D. Now we will calculate the area and the centroidal distance. Okay, here for the first span AB, this is span AB. So for the span AB, the area into centroidal distance will be equal to, so we have divided this into two parts, two triangles. So it is, first we will take this triangle. So we have already taken up to F. So we will take this as F. Okay, this is A, B, E, G. We will take this as G. So area of the triangle AGE, that is half into basis AE, that is 2, and height is 12 kilonewton meter. GE is 12. This is area of the first part multiplied by the distance x bar. So we know this x bar is taken from the extreme support. So when we are considering the span AB, A is our extreme support. So calculating the distance, so this distance. So somewhere the center of gravity will lie here and this distance will be equal to 2 by 3 of AE. That is 2 by 3 of 2. AE distance is 2. So 2 by 3 of 2 and this will be 1 by 3 of 2. You can add, you will get 2. So here from A it is 2 by 3 of 2. So the distance is 2 by 3 of 2. So this is our x bar. So for the first part, for AGE, we have calculated A into x bar. Now, for the second triangle, we have to calculate. That is plus. For the second triangle, it is triangle BGE. Half into base is EB. That is 4 multiplied by height is 12. So area is over multiplied by the distance of the centroid. So centroid here, the centroid will lie here. So here the distances, you see this distance will be equal to 2 by 3. 2 by 3 of 4. And this distance will be equal to 1 by 3 of 4. So from A, we have to calculate the distance from A. Our x bar is calculated from A. This distance will be equal to AE is 2. So 2 plus this distance is 1 by 3 of 4. So 1 by 3 of 4. So this is our A into x bar. So we get, solving this, we get 96. Okay, we get 96. Area into distance. Area into the distance of the centroid. Area means this is the area of the bending moment diagram. Okay. So now, same way we will calculate for the span BC. See, when we are calculating for the span BC, we have to calculate the distance from B as well as from C, because while considering the span ABBC, our extreme support is C. When we are considering BCCD, our extreme support is B. Okay, so first we will consider the extreme support is C. So this is B, C. We know this is F. So here the point is we take it as H. Now, first of all, we are considering the extreme support as C. So when we are considering the extreme support as C, our A into x bar is equal to, first consider the first part, first triangle, that is BFH. It is half into base is 2 into height is 9.6 multiplied by the distance of the centroid. We are calculating from C. So this distance FC is 3 meter plus the centroid of this part is 1 by 3 of 2. So plus 1 by 3 of 2 plus, we will consider the second part, second triangle, that is HFC. So when we are considering HFC, it is half into base is 3 into height is 9.6 multiplied by the distance from C. So this distance is equal to 2 by 3 of 3. So 2 by 3 of 3. So we simplify it, we get as 64 kilonewton. Now, when we consider the extreme support as B, extreme support as B. See, only for intermediate supports we have to calculate from both sides, from both supports. Extreme supports only one end you can calculate. So now when we are considering the extreme support as B, our A into X bar will be equal to half into this base into height. Area is the same, multiplied by, when this extreme support is B, the centroid is 2 by 3 of 2. 2 by 3 of 2 plus the second part, that is half into base is 3, height is 9.6 multiplied by the distance. Now our extreme support is B. So this is 2 plus, this is 2. So 2 plus 1 by 3 of 3. So 2 plus 1 by 3 of 3. So we simplify, we get this as 56. Okay, not kilonewton, it's a value 56. Now, for the span CD, we will calculate area into X bar for the span CD. For span CD, it is a parabola. So, area is equal to 2 by 3 into base into height is 6. So, this is our area multiplied by centroid. So, centroid lies at the, since it is a parabola, centroid lies at the exactly center. So, this distance of this centroid will be equal to 2. So, this distance will be equal to 2 meter. So, we get 2. Therefore, we get the value as 32. So, we have completed 2 steps. Now, third step, we have to identify the moments, identify the unknown moments. So, identifying the unknown moments, we will write it as step 3. Okay. So, step 3, identify the unknown moments. So, now come to the diagram. See, so A and D are extreme supports. So, the extreme supports are simple supported. So, moment at A will be equal to 0, moment at D will be equal to 0. Since B and C are intermediate supports, moments are not equal to 0. That means our unknown moments are moments at B and moment at C. So, moment at A will be equal to 0. Moment at D will be equal to 0 because they are extreme supports, simply supported. But moment at B is not equal to 0 and moment at C is also not equal to 0. Now, we have two unknowns, this MB and MC, two unknowns. So, we have two unknown moments. Therefore, we need two equations. We require two equations of three moments. Now, we will apply the equations of three moments. So, that is our step 4, applying the three moment equation. Applying the three moment equations. So, for applying the three moments equations, we can apply it for only two spans. So, first of all, we are considering the span AB, BC. First case, we are considering the span AB, BC. So, while considering the span AB, BC, we will write the three moment equation first. Okay, so our span is AB, BC. So for this span, our equation is MA into L1 by I1 plus 2 times MB, that is intermediate support of these two spans, into multiplied by L1 by I1 plus L2 by I2 plus MC into L2 by I2 equal to minus 6 into A1 X1 bar by I1 L1 plus A2 X2 bar by I2 L2 plus 6 into E delta A by L1 plus E delta C by L2. Now, we know MA is equal to 0. So this term becomes 0. MB is not equal to 0. But I want, see, there is no change in the moment of inertia of the sections. So I1 will be equal to I2 equal to I. MC will be equal to, MC is not equal to 0. So I will erase this. MC is not equal to 0. Sorry. MC is not equal to 0. Okay. Now, we don't have settlement of supports. The supports are at the same level. So, delta A is equal to 0 and delta C is equal to 0. So, our equation becomes 2MB into L1 by I1 plus L2 by, we will take this as I, by I plus MC into L2 by I is equal to minus 6 into this A1 X1 bar. We will write it first. A1 X1 bar is for the span AB divided by IL1 plus A2 X2 bar is for the span BC. I2, sorry, we'll take it as IL2 because I1 and I2 are equal. So we will cancel all the I. Now we can substitute the values. We get 2 times MB into L1 plus L2 plus MC into L2 is equal to minus 6 into A1 X1 bar. This is for AB. We know the value for the span AB, it is 96, and for the span BC, when the extreme support is C, it is 64. So 96 and 64. 96 plus 64. So we get Ah, 96 by, we have an L1, right? So L1, L2, so we should have substituted it. Okay, we have 2 MB into L1, the value is 6 plus 5 plus L2 is 5 MC is equal to minus 6 into 96 by 6 plus 64 by 5. So we get 22 MB plus 5 MC is equal to minus 172.8. We will take this as equation number 1. Similarly, we will take the span BCCD. Okay. Now we will consider the span BCCD. So taking the span BCCD, you can draw BCCD. So when you are considering the span BCCD, B and D are our extreme supports. B and D are our extreme supports. So we will write the same formula So we get, for the span BC, we will take it as L2. For the span CD, we will take it as L3. We will take it as L3. So our equation of three moment becomes MB into L2 by I2 plus 2 MC, the intermediate support MC, into L2 by I2 plus L3 by I3 plus MD into L3 by I3 is equal to minus 6 into A1 x1 bar divided by, A2 x2 bar divided by I2 L2 plus A3 x3 bar divided by I3 L3. So plus the next term becomes 0 because there is no settlement. So we will stop with this if there is no settlement of supports. So now we will substitute the value. L2 is equal to 5. So we will cancel this I. So L2 is equal to 5. So we get 5 MB plus 2 MC into L2 is 5 plus L3 is 4 plus L3 is 4. So 4 MD is equal to minus 6 into A2 X2. The value is, when the extreme support is B, the value is 56. And for the span CD, the value is 32. So 56 and 32. We will substitute 56 and 32. So 56 by L2 is 5, 32 by L3 is 4. So we get the equation as okay. So this will be solving this. Okay. So this is 5 MB plus 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 twos are 18 MC plus 4 MD is equal to minus 6 into 56 by 5 plus 32 by 4. You can simplify this and this will be your equation 2. And when you are solving these two equations, MD is equal to 0. The value for MD is equal to 0. So we get 5MB plus 18MC is equal to minus 115.2. This will be our equation 2. Now we have equation 1 for the span ADBC, equation 2 for the span BCCD. So solving these two equations. So solving equation 1 and 2, we have two unknowns. We have two equations. We get MB is equal to minus 6.83 kilonewton meter and MC is equal to minus 4.5 kilonewton meter. So both the values are minus, negative values. So minus 6.83 and minus 4.5. Now we will draw this in our bending moment diagrams. Okay. So below this we will draw that is fixing moments, right? So MA is 0, at B the value is minus 6.83 and at C the value is minus 4.5. So the value fixing moment values are minus 6.83 kilonewton meter and minus 4.5 kilonewton meter, and at D it is equal to 0. This is A, B, C and D. So this is fixing moment diagram. That is moment due to the fixing supports. Fixing moment diagram. Now we will combine these both diagram and we will draw the bending moment diagrams. Okay, so we add these both, we get our bending moment diagram. That is the bending moment diagram for the given beam ABCD is, okay, so first of all we will draw this 12 kilonewton meter, 9.6 kilonewton meter. So this is B, C, D, A. So A, B, C and D. The values are 12, 9.6, 6, right? So it is 12, 9.6 and 6. 6 at the center. So it is 12 straight, okay, linear. Then 9.6. Then it is a parabola, 6 at the midspan. This is actually at the midspan. Now we will draw the fixing moments. So fixing moment at B is 6.83. So it should be above this and below this. So it is 6.83 kilonewton meter and here it is 4.5 kilonewton meter. Okay, so at A moment is 0, at B it is 6.83, at C it is 4.5 and at D it is 0. So now what is the meaning of this? See, here you have the negative bending moment at this portion. At this portion we have the negative bending moment. Same way at this portion we have the negative bending moment, that is hogging bending moment. Hogging bending moment. And the remaining portion we have the positive bending moment. Here positive, here it is positive. That means we have a sagging bending moment. Now listen. While drawing the bending moment diagram, it means, see, at the intermediate supports, due to the fixing moment, you have negative bending moment. So while drawing the deflection diagram, we can draw the deflection diagram like this. This is A, B, C and D. Our deflection diagram will be, see, at B we will have, from at this portion, extend this. Extend this. Here also extend this. Here extend this. So we will have a sagging. So from here you have a hogging up to this. Again you will have a sagging. You will have a hogging at the support. Then again you will have a sagging. This is your deflection diagram. Deflection diagram. This is your bending moment diagram. See, combining both, that is simple beam moment diagram and fixing moment diagram. That is your bending moment diagram. So this is what is asked in the question. Draw the bending moment diagram. We are also asked to draw the shear force diagram. So now we will see how to draw the shear force diagram. So for that we will consider our given beam and the moments. So we will draw it once again. So our given beam is Okay, our given beam is A, B, C and D. We have a 9 kilonewton, 8 kilonewton, 3 kilonewton. Okay, 9 kilonewton. Here we have is it 8? Okay, 8 kilonewton and 3 kilonewton per meter. So this is 2 meter, 2 meter, 4 meter. Here it is 3 meter and it is 4 meter. Okay, now moment at A is equal to 0. Moment at D is equal to 0. Moment at B is minus 6.83. Moment at B is minus 6.83. So it is 6.83. It is 6.83 kilonewton meter, and at C it is 4.5 kilonewton meter. So at C it is 4.5 kilonewton meter. See why the direction is like this? Because when you are taking the section at B, when you are considering the span AB, when you are taking any section in the span AB, any section in the span AB, this is negative. That is, right clockwise moment becomes negative. That is why in the span AB, at B it is taken as in this direction. And in the span BC, see when you are considering a span BC and you are considering the section, the left anti-clockwise is taken as negative. So here it is anti-clockwise. That see, this direction you are giving like this direction, and if it is a 6.83, it automatically means it is a negative bending moment. Because see here you have to consider the span AB, section at any point in the span AB, and when you are drawing like this you have to consider the section at any point in the span BC. So you will get negative bending moments. Okay. So now okay. Now we will take the moments to the right of C as well as to the left of B. Now when you are taking the moments to the right of C, okay, so taking the moments to the right of C, okay, listen. So taking the moments to the right of C, to the right of C, so we have to consider all the moments to the right of C. It is RD into 4. We are taking to the right of C. So the moment is, here we have RD, right? So the unknowns are RA, RB, RC and RD. So we will get RD into 4. So when you are taking the section to the right of C, right anti-clockwise is positive. So RD into 4. Next minus 3 into 4. That is the UDL into the distance is 2. Distance of the centroid of the UDL is 2. Now, when you are taking the section C, see this is anti-clockwise. It is positive. That means plus the value is 4.5. Otherwise is equal to 0. Otherwise it is RD into 4 minus 3 into 4 into 2 equal to minus 4.5. Both are same. That is RD into 4 minus 3 into 4 into 2 is equal to minus 4.5. You can do this in this way also. So from which you get RD is equal to 4.88 kilonewton. Now coming to taking the moments to the left of B. So taking moments to the left of B. Left of B, you see, we have RA into 6 minus 9 into 4. Now plus 6.83 is equal to 0, or RA into 6 minus 9 into 4 equal to minus 6.83. So what we get is RA into 6 minus 9 into 4 is equal to minus 6.83. Solving, we get RA is equal to 4.86 kilonewton. So here it is 4.88 and 4.86. RD is 4.88 kilonewton, and RA is 4.86 kilonewton. So we got two unknown reactions. Now once again taking moment to the left of C. You can take anything, either the right of B also you can take, or you can take the left of C. So taking moments to the left of C, we get, see, when you are considering, see, thing is you can consider the points A or B or C or D. So when you consider A, you can take the right of A. When you are considering B, you can take right of B as well as the left of B. When you are considering C, you can take right of C or left of C. When you are considering D, you can take the left of D. Now, so taking moment to the left of C. See, anything you can take. I am taking to the left of C. It is RA into 11. This is plus RA into 11 minus 9 into 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So minus 9 into 9. Again plus RB into 5 minus 8 into 3 is equal to minus 4.5. Or it is plus 4.5. So what we get is, see, this moment gets cancelled. That is minus 6.83 plus 6.83. It gets cancelled. Okay, I repeat, we get RA into 11 minus 9 into 9 plus RB into 5 plus 8 minus 8 into 3. Here this is plus 6.83 minus 6.83. This get cancelled. So plus 4.5 is equal to 0. Otherwise it is equal to minus 4.5. So it is, we will write it as RA into 11 minus 9 into 9 plus RB into 5 minus 8 into 3 is equal to minus 4.5, from which you get, substitute the value for RA is equal to 4.86, we get RB is equal to 9.41 kilonewton. Now the only unknown is, see, RB is 9.41 kilonewton, this is 9.41 kilonewton. So the only unknown is RC. Now we will take upward load is equal to downward reaction. So we get RA plus RB plus RC plus RD is equal to the downward loads 9 plus 8 plus 4 into 3, it is 12. So substituting the values, we get RC is equal to 9.85 kilonewton. So RC is equal to 9.85 kilonewton. So this is 9.85 kilonewton. Now we can draw the shear force diagram. So how will we draw the shear force diagram? So our shear force diagram. Okay. So this is A, B, C and D. This is E and F. So at E we have a concentrated load. At F we have a concentrated load. So it is, see at A it is 4.86, right? So it is at A it is 4.86. Then up to E there is no change in load. At E it is a 9 kilonewton. So 4.86 minus 9 we get 4.14. It is 4.14, that is 4.86 minus 9. Then up to B we have no change in load. So at B there is a 9.41 kilonewton. So 4.14 plus 9 minus 4.14 plus 9.41 we get 5.27. So it is 5.27. Then up to F there is no change. Now there is an 8 kilonewton load. So 5.27 minus 8, it is 2.23. So at F it is minus 2.23. Then up to C there is no change. At C it is 9.85. So minus 2.23 plus 9.85 we get 7.12 kilonewton. Then from CD, in CD you have a UDL, that is here it is 7.12. At D you will have a value of 7.12, that is plus 7.12 minus 12. This is 4 into 3 is 12. 4 into 3 is 12. So plus 7.12 minus 12 we get 4.88. So this is 4.88 kilonewton. So again it is 4.88 at D. So minus 4.88 plus 4.88 we get 0. So this is our shear force diagram. So now we have completely analyzed our 3-span continuous beam with simple supports. Okay. So listen. This is our given diagram. The simple beam moment diagram by considering all the supports as simply supported. This is the fixing moment diagram. So fixing moment at A and D, extreme simple supports is equal to 0. Intermediate supports alone you will have the value. You are adding these both, you get this diagram. So this is expected bending moment diagram. Now from this bending moment diagram you can draw the deflection diagram. Now once again you draw the given diagram. Write what are the unknown reactions. Mention this moments, fixing moments. Now apply the equations of equilibrium and find the unknown reactions. So you consider all the joints at A, right or left of A, right or left of B, right or left of C. So we get RA, RB, RC and RD. So once you get RA, RB, RC and RD, you can draw the shear force diagram. So that's all for today. We will see the next problem in the next class. Hope you understood. Okay, thank you.